everyone! If you've never seen any of my videos before, my name is Lani. I am a junior in college studying bio on a pre-med track. This is probably one of my most requested videos, which is how I take notes, how I organize my notes, and what's on my iPad all combined. I'm making this all one video because I don't have much on my iPad. I really just use my iPad to study. As you may or may not know if you are new to this channel, I transitioned mostly to iPad or paperless notes starting my sophomore year, but my freshman year in college I usually took paper notes or I had a notebook for a specific class. So I really wanted to show you guys how they look like. So I wanted to thank Audible for sponsoring this video. If you don't know what Audible is the largest provider of audiobooks. A lot of people don't have time to just sit and read a book. You can just walk around and listen to it, which is what I've been doing. I don't just have to sit in one place and read it. There's so many genres and there's so much variety. There's podcasts, there's meditation, there's workout podcasts. So basically how Audible works is you get 1 credit per month, and there's a plus catalog that has all the audiobooks, the podcasts, the sleep tracks, and that comes with the membership. I've been listening to this audiobook called When Breath Becomes Air. It's an autobiography of a neurosurgeon that was fighting stage 4 lung cancer. If you guys are interested in trying Audible, you guys can go to audible.com/LaniPleopa, or you guys can text Lani Pleopa to 500-500. Okay, so here's my iPad. This is the iPad 6th generation. I got this iPad after I graduated high school, so I haven't gotten a new one since because it just works fine. So the homepage just looks like this. It has like all the normal things that come with an iPad. I really haven't touched it. But here in the bottom, I have everything that I kind of use every day. So basically with this iPad, I really only use one app, which is Notability. This is blue one right here. Here in the bottom also as well, I have iMessage, Safari, Twitter, Pinterest, YouTube, Spotify, Procreate, SoundCloud, and then like these are the most recently used. I just didn't update iOS 14 on it because I don't really need to. I didn't want it to be slower or anything. I just use it for Notability. And then the next page, I just have little folders. I have one with like everything else. I have one with entertainment, which has like Netflix. I have Audible in it as well. And then I have an art one. Even though I don't really use these, if I do draw, I use Procreate. And then education, I just have like Courseicle, Canvas. I don't even think I use those calculators. I think I just needed like a question and I didn't have my calculator on me. And then this folder is just a pizza folder whenever I want to order pizza. So I started organizing my notes based on my classes and the semester, starting in summer 19. So here I just have the PowerPoints that my professor gave us for fall 19. As you can see here, there's Chem 1, Stats 1, and Physics 1. So Physics 1, I don't know what it was, but I took all my notes in green. I really don't know why I did this, but I enjoyed it for some reason. Yeah, so that's basically how they look like. So what I do is I kind of just write exactly what the professor is saying. Like I write everything. So for example, since this is physics, I would write the exact same questions that the professor would do. So for example, with physics, what I always did is I would kind of mark everything that I need for an answer, and then everything for the answer I would put in a different color, if that makes sense. And Chem 1, a lot of worksheets. This class was very worksheet based. So now summer 20, I took Physics 2. So here, as you can see, I did week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, and then I would put in parentheses the chapter of it so that if I did need anything, I would go back to it. So here's how this looked like. Changed a lot since the fall semester. I like seeing things visually, so I thought it's really important to draw it out. So Organic 1 is probably the class that I have the most material in. I want to show you guys this semester specifically because that's kind of when everyone started watching my channel, and I just wanted to show you guys how I studied for it. So for human physio, I kind of showed you guys how I started typing my notes. I started making and writing questions and practicing active recall, spaced repetition. This is how our PowerPoints would look like. Very simple, a lot of pictures, but you had to understand the pictures. My first exam, I wasn't doing the questions yet, so I kind of joined everything together, but I did put some pictures and I annotate on them. It doesn't take me so much time to make it like this. I've just always been really organized, so making it organized or not would take the same amount of time. So this is my exam 4. And this was when I was doing the questions already, but I condensed the chapters a lot. So what I would do is I would get the pictures and I would annotate on the side. I would kind of show the steps of it. But yeah, I really enjoy annotating on pictures, because most of the time if you understand a picture, you will understand what the context is. So like if you look at this and you just look at it in a PowerPoint, you won't know what's happening. So I think it's really important to annotate on it or guide yourself through it to know what's happening. So what the professor would do is that he would give us problems to do based on the book, and then he would show examples and then show the mechanism, and it would just basically be his version. It wasn't just a very broad generalized version of a PowerPoint. It was kind of questions that he was making and he was going through. Whenever there's like a category, like for example W groups, I drew this out. But yeah, that's kind of how I wrote my notes. I basically just write exactly what the professor says, everything they say, because I've seen this in all my classes. Even if you have a PowerPoint for a class, a professor could say something and that will show up on the exam. So I just think it's really important to write down everything your professor says. So yeah, that's basically how my notes look like. I hope you guys enjoyed. Maybe I'll do a video on how I like physically study, but I know a lot of people wanted to see how my notes look like, and I have 501 individual notes.